Aloha, I'm Linda Damas Kelly, and this is a 45-minute gentle yoga routine that incorporates Iyengar, Hatha, and therapeutic moves. If at any time a pose does not suit you, please modify with a blanket or a block as you see fit. We're going to start in a gentle cross-legged position this morning, Sukhasana. And we want your hips elevated a little bit. If you prefer, you can sit in Vajrasana or on a block with your feet going behind you and knees on the ground. Let's settle in. And you can close your eyes. We'll start with a little breath work here. Just get in touch with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Settling in to the space. Remember, the goals of yoga are to help you be your best self in your body, in your mind, and in your heart. Inhale here and exhale. Inhaling again. With each exhale, relaxing the body a little bit more. And let's practice a little pranayama here. We're going to inhale to the count of 5. Hold at the top of that inhale for 2 counts, and then exhale all our air out. Inhaling here. Hold at the top. And exhale all of your air out. Once again, nice big inhale here. Fill the corners of the lungs with air. Hold. And exhale. Last time, big inhale here to the count of 5. Hold at the top of that inhale. And then exhale all your air out. Now close your eyes. Feel the swirl of energy running down the face. Palms, lips. And pick up on your natural breathing pattern, inhaling and exhaling here gently. Be mindful of any issues that come up in the body. Maybe a shoulder, knee, low back. Put it to your mind's eye to release any tension in those areas as we go through our asanas this morning. And we're going to start with some gentle side bends, bringing the left hand down to the mat. Inhale, grow tall here with that right arm. Really reach up high. Think lengthen the spine as we go over to this left side. Making a nice arc with our arm here. You can push back with that hand to make sure your sits bones stay on the ground. And look up over your elbow, spreading the fingers. Feel that wonderful opening stretch on the right side of the body. from the hips going up the fascia of the ribs, out the elbow and the fingertips. And then inhaling up, we float that hand down. Bring that right hand down to the floor. Grow tall here in the spine as you reach up toward the ceiling before bending over to the left side. Now you can increase the stretch by bringing your hand out further, but making sure those sits bones stay on the ground. Look up over the elbow and breathe here. And we're going to bring that hand down to the floor. And if you need to change your legs, by all means do so. And we're going to work on the upper back and shoulders this morning. The whole upper part of the body gets a nice workout in this therapeutic move called Wing in a Prayer. So why don't you bring your hands into prayer mudra in the center of the heart. Inhale here. On your exhale, why don't you bring those elbows behind you as if you want to touch them together. You're adducting the muscles toward the spine. Then we're going to lower those shoulder blades down. Now we're going to bring those elbows up in line with the shoulders into goalposts here. And then let's find our range of motion in the elbows as we keep those elbows high and in line with the shoulder blades. And then fingertips, wrists, elbows in the middle of the chest. And we shoot those fingers up toward the ceiling. Spread them wide and wide. Sweeping arms coming down. Back to prayer mudra. Inhaling here. Exhale. Let's bring those elbows behind us as if we want to touch them together. Lower the shoulder blades down. Take a few breaths here. And then let's bring those elbows up in line with the shoulders here. Find your range of motion in those elbows. This helps to tone those triceps and biceps. And then fingertips, wrists, elbows in the middle of the chest. Wide sweeping arms coming down. We're going to do this 3 more times. Feel the opening in the shoulder blades there. The whole shoulder girdle gets a workout. Inhaling here. Exhale. Let's bring those elbows behind us. Lower those shoulder blades down if you got them hunched up. Let's bring those elbows in line with the shoulders. And let's flatten them down, finding your range of motion. And then fingertips, wrists, elbows, wide sweeping arms coming down. Let's increase the speed a little bit. Inhaling here. Exhale, elbows come behind us. Lower those shoulder blades down. Let's come on into goalposts, having the elbows in line with the shoulders. And then let's flatten. Keeping the elbows high. And then fingertips, wrists, elbows, wide, sweeping arms coming down. Last one. Inhaling here. Exhale. Let's meet those elbows behind us, lowering the shoulder blades down. And then come into goalposts. Find your range of motion, keeping the elbows high. And fingertips, wrists, elbows, wide, sweeping arms coming down. Okay. Opening the whole shoulder girdle, including that rotator cuff that consists of 4 different muscles. Good for the front of the body as well. And now let's bring our left leg out long here. And we're going to just tuck our right heel toward our groin a little bit more. This is a variation of Marichyasana. It's a twist. And rather than going on the inside of the knee, we're just going to wrap our right arm around that right knee. Now, grow tall with the spine here as we raise the left arm up to the ceiling, and then we twist over to the left side, lassoing that right knee toward us. You don't want this knee to fall out to the side, so keep it in line with the armpit. And we twist over to the right side, left side, excuse me. And being mindful that twists massage the internal organs, help to tone the liver, spleen, and kidneys. Add circulation to that area. With each exhale, twisting just a tad bit more. And then gently come back to center. Let's bring this right leg out long, and we'll invite the left knee in, bringing our heel back to our groin. Let's lasso that leg, or that knee, as we pull up tall here. Grow tall with that arm. Inhale, and twist over to that right side, bringing the hand behind you for support. If you need more support behind you, you can add an extra blanket or a block. But with each exhale, twisting a little bit more to that right side. One more breath here. And then gently bring your body back to center. Okay, let's bend the knees, roll over to the right side here, and let's come on up to tabletop. You're going to take a blanket if you like, or you can use the double up your mat for some knee protection or wrist protection as we go into our cat and cow series here. Now, if you have issues with the wrist, you can balance them at the end here of the mat. And just being mindful that shoulder, elbow, wrist are all in the same plane, hips right above those knees. Okay, spread your fingers wide, the middle finger points toward the edge of your mat. And if you just are in neutral here, you'll kind of notice that your stomach sinks toward the floor and the tailbone wants to lift. So all we're going to do here, we involve the entire spine in our cat and cow series. And we lead with that chin. So we're going to inhale here. Exhale, lead with the chin coming back toward the chest. Lift that spine up toward the ceiling as you engage those bandhas, Mula Bandha, the tummy muscles, and Uddiyana Bandha above. And then exhale back down into cow pose. Take a breath or two here. Once again, inhaling. On your exhale, move that chin toward the chest. Look back at your feet. Round the spine, just like a Halloween cat. Moving the abdominal muscles up toward the top of the spine. And then leading with the chin coming out. Back into your cow position. One more time, inhaling here. Exhale, come up into your cat pose. Look back at those feet. Round that spine. Stretch those erector spinae muscles that run parallel to the spine. And exhale back down into your cow pose. Very good. This time, we're going to warm up the hips. by cat and cow extended here. So we're going to inhale up into our cat pose, using that chin as our guide back toward the chest. Then we're going to push with the hands, lowering the buttocks toward the heels, lower your elbows down, and then scoop your body forward back into cow. Inhale here, exhale up into your cat pose, push with the hands, bring those buttocks toward the heels, lower the elbows down, and then scoop your body forward. Let's do a few more of these. Inhaling up, look back at those feet, push with the hands, lower the elbows. Buttocks are on your heels, and then we scoot forward into cow. Let's do 2 more, increasing the speed a little bit. Rounding that spine up toward the ceiling, and then scooping forward back into cow. Your whole midriff is like going around in a circle here. Do as many of these as you like. Last one. Very good. Okay, now we're going to bring our hands out a little bit in front of us here. We're going to tuck our toes under into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now we're going to move our chest toward our thighs here. Your ears should be between your biceps, and if you need to, you can walk your feet in a tiny bit, but you want to have nice grounded feet here. So it's like you're drawing the feet together, but it's isometric. Draw the thighs together, lean in, ears between those biceps, and breathe. And now let's just anchor that right foot to the floor and lift the left heel, giving that right calf a nice stretch. The ankle also gets involved here. So let's lower that left heel to the floor, raise that right foot up. Ooh, feel that delicious stretch in the back of the left calf. And one more time each side. Really finding the core, 4 corners of the feet. And then if you could anchor both feet, really aim that chest forward. Toward those thighs, engaging your bandhas. And bringing fresh blood to the head. Let's walk our hands back toward our feet now. You can grab onto your ankles, and knees are slightly bent in this kind of modified squat here. And then we're going to walk our hands up to our knees. See if you can straighten those legs. Feel the back of the knees opening here. And bring arms out to the side into halfway lift. Recouping our blood pressure here. And now bend the knees slightly. Bring your hands to the waist and slowly stack your vertebrae one by one. Okay. And now, if you have a blanket down, let's put that aside for right now. And we're going to come into standing. Okay, let's stand in mountain pose. And let's remember about the anchor points of the feet. You want to feel nicely grounded in Tadasana. So there's 2 anchor points behind the toes, 2 back by the heels. And then we're going to lift our toes, spread those toes wide if you can, and then put them back down on the floor, press into your big toe mounds. You're going to feel kinetic energy coming up to the hips. That gives us this nice stable base from the waist on down. Shrug shoulders up to your ears. Lay those shoulders down. shoulder blades down. We're going to have a little space underneath the armpits here. And now if you find that your neck is jutting forward, just push it back. You want a nice long neck here. And you want your ears over your shoulders. Let's pull up through the crown chakra here. And breathe. Feel the swirl of energy going around the body. Tadasana, mountain pose. Stillness on the outside, energy swirling around the body on the inside. This is an asana that we come back to in some of the standing poses that are very invigorating. And with that right arm staying where it is, let's raise the left arm up toward the ceiling. Grow tall here. Inhale. Exhale over to that right side. And feel that delicious stretch from the bottom of the foot coming up toward the hip, the fascia of the ribs, out the elbow and the fingertips. And you can look up over the elbow or down at the foot. And now let's meet fingertips to fingertips here, increasing our stretch. Crescent pose. And exhale down. Let's raise that right arm up toward the ceiling. Left arm, just a little room underneath that armpit. Grow tall here. Inhale up. Exhale over to that right side. And feel that great stretch in the right side of the body. The energy going out the elbow and the fingertips. Wonderful stretch in the fascia of the ribs here. Crescent pose extended. Let's meet fingertips to fingertips. And inhaling up, let's float those hands back down. Okay, and now we're going to bring hands into prayer mudra in the center of the heart here. I want you to cross your thumbs over like so. Keep your knees nice and spongy here. And all we're going to do, we're going to inhale. On our exhale, let's open our hands. Bend those knees as you bring the chest, the hips forward into this wonderful back bend. Nice gentle back bend here. Stand strong on those feet. You can straighten the legs if you like. Opening the chest and the heart. Now squeeze your buttocks before you come back up. And stand up tall. Inhaling here. Exhale, let's open those hands into this gentle back bend again. And see if you can go an increment more from where your fingertips were. But don't go so far that you feel pain. Gentle opening in the back. And now squeeze those buttocks as you bring the hands down into the center of the heart. Okay, let's bring a little power to our movements now. We all need a little power these days. So I'm going to step the left foot forward and the right foot is coming back. This is Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2. Okay, we want to have our front heel in line with the arch or the heel of the back foot. And also in this is a great leg stretch here, so you really need to anchor those feet down to the floor, your anchor points and those big toe mounds. But before we get into this, just remember in Virabhadrasana too, we're going to bend that knee, but we only want it to go right over that ankle, not over the toes. So be mindful of that. Okay, so we start with straight legs, and also so that I get the maximum effect out of this stretch, out of this pose, you want to see if you can get your ankle in line with your wrist, if that's possible. If that's too much for you, you can always move that back leg in a little bit. But we start with straight legs here. So, inhaling up, exhale, let's sink into our warrior two, aiming that left knee toward that second toe. Now, adjust here if you need to. And fingertips to fingertips, we stretch, stretch, stretch. And you should feel that across the trapezius, that triangular sheath that covers the whole shoulder girdle. Feel the energy from fingertips to fingertips as if you have one gigantic arm here. And breathe. Be mindful of that knee. I see mine falling out, so bring it back in line with that toe and right over that ankle. You can feel a wonderful stretch in the inner thighs. Engage your bandhas here, it might help. Another breath. And then we're going to lower the back hand down and bring our left hand up over our face in this beautiful arc for reverse warrior, also called dancing warrior. All the standing poses bring strength and endurance to the legs. And back to warrior two. Straighten the leg, lower the arms, and let's turn the feet to the opposite side. Okay, so right leg is forward, left foot back here. And again, just getting in line. You can take a practice bend with the knee. You want that knee not going over the toes, but aiming for the second toe as it comes in line with the ankle here. And again, I'm going to take a measure to make sure I get the maximum benefit out of this pose by making sure my wrist is in line with my ankle here. Okay, that should do it. We start with straight legs. Inhaling here, exhale. Sink into your Virabhadrasana 2. Aiming that knee for that second toe. Knee right over that ankle. And extend those arms. Feel the energy from fingertips to fingertips going across the back, but opening the chest and the heart at the same time. And breathe here. Let's stay for 5 breaths. Feeling the strength of the legs. Toning. Keep that knee from falling out. Making sure it's in line with the second toe. And then we're going to lower the back hand down to our thigh. Bring that right arm up over your face. For reverse warrior on the right side. And back to warrior 2. Straighten the knee, lower the arms, bring your feet forward. And we're going to toe, heel. Okay, and now let's actually move our feet back out here at a diag, not so far as before, but just nicely pointing out at about a 45-degree angle, about 1.5 yards apart, so wider than the hips. Okay, remember anchor points of the feet. As we inhale here, we're going to interlace our hands and then turn the palms up so they face the ceiling. You have these nice straight elbows here. Look up at those hands. Look at the fingertips. And then we're going to now bring our arms down until they're parallel to the floor and our buttocks is sticking backwards. Keep looking at your hands the whole time, and now we're going to open those hands like we're opening a curtain. And now our chest comes parallel to the floor. Back is flat here. You should be standing strong on those feet. Inhale here and exhale. And then we're going to twist over to that left side, bringing the outside of the right hand to that left calf, shin, ankle, or if you need a block, that's okay. And left arm goes straight up toward the ceiling and breathe. In our windmill pose. Twist. Again, bring circulation to those internal organs. And twirl your body back to center, looking down at the floor. Take a breath here. And on your next exhale, let's twirl over to that right side, bringing the outside of the left hand to that calf, ankle, shin, or block. And right arm goes up toward the ceiling. Feel the stability of the legs. And the wonderful twist in the torso here. Helping to trim our waist as well as doing massage for those internal organs. And twirling our body back to center. Bend your knees slightly and then bring your hands to your waist and slowly stack your vertebrae. Now let's toe heel. And let's come back to Tadasana for a moment and regroup here. Feel that swirl of energy going around the body. The warming up of the legs and the midriff. Okay, let's go into Vrikasana or tree pose, a balance pose for today. So, making sure we have those anchor points with the feet. You can lift your toes again, pressing into the big toe mound there to give you nice stable base here on this left foot. We're going to now bend the right knee, and you can place your foot right at the ankle and just balance here. Or if you like, you can challenge yourself, go up to the calf or go up to the thigh. Okay, I'm going to start here and work my way up. Inhaling here. And now you want a nice gazing point called a drishti. So find some point in the room or the space that you're at to help focus your attention. As we inhale here, and then pull up tall through that crown chakra in your tree pose. And notice that this is also a hip opener, so you want to see if you can rotate that knee backwards. And then we stand in our trunk. Fell out there, but that's okay. Come back. You can do branches or limbs, wherever you're at today. back together. The foot comes down. Okay. And now anchoring the right foot down to the floor. Again, the four corners. Lift the toes and press that big toe mound down. And bringing the left ankle, the left foot beside the right ankle. Now remember, this is a hip. We also want to see if we can rotate our hips out here. So let's start in prayer here. Then we're going to lift the hands. Go wherever you feel is comfortable in your tree pose. Sometimes one side's a little bit more manageable than the other. It's okay. It's the effort that counts. And grow tall in your trunk. Have branches. Limbs and then branches. Ah. And grow tall here. Nice and steady like a tree. Vrikasana, tree pose. Okay. Very nice. And now let's take a blanket. We're going to do a few supine moves here. And I like to spread a blanket out across my mat. Gives a little extra padding. Okay, so come on down onto your mat. Legs out long here. And let's lie down. Getting used to being off your feet. And just let your body relax here for a moment. Inhaling and exhaling. The swirl of energy going around the body. And now we're going to bring the left knee in toward the chest and just hold it there. Feel that flex. In the hip, in the knee, in the ankle. And now we're just going to rotate those toes and that ankle around in a circle. Do 5 circles in one direction and 5 in the opposite. Bring that knee a little closer to the chest. And then we're going to bring that foot down and slide that leg out long. Feel that opening in the hip, in the knee area. Let's bend that right knee in toward the chest. Hold on to it with both hands. Allow that knee to come a little closer toward the armpit there. Feeling the opening in the hip flexor. Then we're just going to twirl those toes, giving the ankle joint a little attention. 5 circles in one direction and 5 in the opposite. And then let's bring that foot down to the floor. Let's slide that leg out long. Okay. We're now going to bend our knees and bring both knees into the chest. We're going to wrap our arms around those knees as if we want to kiss them. We're in this little tuck here, sinking the upper and lower limbs. Take a few breaths here. And then lower the feet to the floor. Head back down to the floor. Take a breath or two here. And one more time, let's come up into our tuck, sinking those upper and lower limbs. And then feet back down, head back down to the floor. And last time, coming up into your tuck. It's almost like your forehead is going to touch your knees. Lower the feet back down, head back down to the floor. Okay. And now, knees are about 5 inches apart here. We're going to bring our arms out into a great big T. We're going to look over at our right hand here, and both knees are going to fall over to that left side for straddle twist. Feel that nice stretch in the obliques and in the core. Keep your shoulder blades planted to the ground as we come back up to center. Head back to center. Regrouping here, a breath or two. And look over at that left hand. Both knees fall to the right side. Keep those shoulder blades anchored. If you need an extra blanket underneath the hip or a block, go for it. And head back to center, knees back to center. Take a breath or two here. Now walk your feet to the edges of your mat, so kind of a wide stance here. Look over at your right hand as both knees fall to that left side. And if you want more of a hip opener here, just hop that left foot up on top of that right thigh. But don't have to, you can keep the foot on the ground. And hop that foot back down, knees come back to center, body comes back to center. Take a breath or two. On your next exhale, knees go over to the right side, look over at that left hand. As you can feel that wonderful energy all the way from those left fingertips going to the armpit, the ribs, the hip, down the knee area. That's pointing to the edge of your mat. If you want, you can hop that right foot up on top of that left thigh for more of a hip opener. But it's up to you, don't have to. Another breath here. And then hop that foot down, bring your knees back to center, legs back to center. Let's bring our arms down to our sides now. Legs come out long. All I want you to do here is just raise your head, raise your shoulders, raise your arms, and all we're going to do is point our fingers toward our fingertips here. You need to use your core on this. Mula Bandha, those tummy muscles, Uddiyana Bandha above. So this is some core work along with getting more energy in those shoulders. And then lower your body back down. Take a breath or two here. Inhaling here. Exhale. Let's raise the head, the shoulders, the arms, and point those fingertips towards your toes. Nice straight legs here. Feel your core working. And then exhale back down. Take a little breather here. Once again, inhaling on your exhale, bring the head up, the shoulders up, the arms up, and point toward those feet. Engage those bandhas, strengthening our core. 2 more breaths. And then lower your shoulders down, head back down to the floor, relax. And as we're sitting here, just allow yourself to feel the energy swirling around the body. And we're going to gently just look over our right shoulder, giving that neck a nice stretch. Gaze soft. Aiming that chin for the shoulder. And come back to center. On your next exhale, let's look over at that left shoulder. Feel that nice stretch in the cervical spine, behind the ear. And then head back to center. One more time, let's look over that right shoulder. And this time we're going to follow it with our hand. Bringing our hand to our TMJ, that temporal mandible joint. Just adding a little bit more oomph to the neck stretch here. And then head back to center. On your next exhale, look over at that left shoulder. We're now going to bring our right hand up to our TMJ. Just for extra stretch here. And then bring your hand down and head back to center. Let's put our feet on the floor now and bring those heels back towards your buttocks. We're going to go into bridge pose, but we're going to do this mindfully and slowly. So we're going to start with the tailbone coming up first, then the sacrum, then the lumbar spine, then that thoracic spine. You should be on your shoulders. Press down strong with the hands and feet and the arms as you lift that chest up toward the ceiling. Now raise your head slightly and put your head back down on the flat part of the head. Keep those knees in line with the hips as you press down, really getting this wonderful, wonderful back bend. our bridge pose. And breathe. Standing strong on those feet. And then we lower every vertebra back down one by one. And then comes the sacrum and tailbone. Take a breath or two here. Feel that expansion of the whole spine. Let's lead with that tailbone, the sacrum, lumbar spine, thoracic spine. You're on your shoulders. Push down strong with those feet and arms. Lift your head if you need to again. Placing it back on the flat part of the head. Looking straight up. Press down strong now. Squeeze those buttocks muscles. This is really excellent for the whole spine. And then lower every vertebra back down one by one like you're laying a string of pearls back in its case. Till you get to L4, L5, sacrum and tailbone last. Sacrum and tailbone last, you bet. And then let's pigeon toe our toes, heels out to the side, knees come together. And now let's bring our knees in toward the chest here. And your feet are dangling in mid-air, so the knees are right over the hips. Now, bring your knees together, ankles, feet, and thighs together, so you have like this one unit here. Okay, arms are gently on the ground, and all we're going to do is make nice knee circles here on the ceiling. Massaging the whole low back area, those gluteus muscles, all three muscles there. And then reversing that roll. As you pass by all of those muscles, just feel the energy and the release across the low back. And now do bring your knees in toward the chest. We're going to raise our feet up and grab onto the outsides of our feet in happy baby pose. Now you can just stay here and kind of do a little bit of anchoring that knee closer to the armpit. But whatever feels good for you here, you can rock side to side, increasing your massage if you like. But you should feel playful and at peace in this pose. And then we're going to bring the feet down to the floor. Slide the legs out long. Open our hands to the sides. This is our final resting place, Shavasana. Relax your feet, ankles, shins, calves, knees, and thighs. The whole lower body just relaxing into the floor. No tension. Relax your stomach, chest, and heart. Relax your shoulders and arms. The whole body just melting into the floor. Relax your head, neck, and jaw. Allow the tongue to fall down away from the roof of the mouth. Soften the skin around the face and the forehead. Relaxing the whole body completely. Namaste.